Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One, coming to you on Tuesday, November the 23rd. The year's 2021. Let's talk trading. Indicators. B clock, TRO modified. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. So, the B clock indicator is one another trader or programmer coded, and then I got my hands on it and I made a few modifications. I can't even remember all the modifications, what was in the original. But anyway, it's this little indicator that sits here that I like to have in the lower right hand corner. Tells me the price, current price, what I'm trading. But the main thing is it says I'm on the M5 and it has 3 minutes and 12 seconds left to go in the bar. Now, notice it just went from 12 to 7. That's because it goes tick by tick. It doesn't go second by second. So just be aware of that when you're using it. So sometimes maybe at the end of the hour, you think 5 seconds. Then all of a sudden, it's just like, well, wait a minute. The hour started without me. Just something to be aware of. Now, let's see. Some of the modifications I made, I think I put in the font and where you can use in the font size. I can't remember everything. I know I added ATR, whether or not you want to show the pair. Whether or not you want to show the price. You just might want to have the time on there. I like to show all of that. Also, one person trader out there asked me to put in an ATR, show the ATR. And so you have the ATR period and the ATR time frame. So usually it's 14. I'm not sure. Maybe they wanted me to do 15. I don't know why. But here you have the daily ATR 1490, 6.9, current range 67.1. So it's just a handy little gauge for the trader. The other option that I was asked to add, which you can only use one or the other, is show the previous high low and the time frame. I have current. Maybe you want to look at the hour for breakouts. And so the H1 previous high and previous low. But normally I don't use either of those on my charts. So I just use it as is. And of course you can make it bigger if you have trouble seeing, and you can change the colors if you have trouble distinguishing red and green. But that's it for the indicator. Oh, and it puts out this little clock too. So it's the 9 o'clock hour. But it's just one of those little indicators that comes in handy. Some people like it, some people don't need it, but it's out there, and I just thought I would review it since I have done some modifications to it. Now, I got a question yesterday. Actually, I got a couple of questions on TRO HL5, and they had to do with the only show not crisscrossed. So if we load this indicator up with that false, we'll use, I like to use 1 hour, and let's use the last 34 bars. That corresponds to the 3-level ZZ. Now, the one thing is, why didn't it show? It's because I had turned it off. So, now you see all these H1 highs and lows for the last 34 bars in each one. So there's bar 1, And if you flip over to the H1 chart, you can see just how that looks. Now, the thing about price, it has to break out of the previous bar's high or low. Otherwise, it's just confined there. And usually price will break out. Sometimes you have inside bars, but they happen maybe a couple times a day, but usually price is going to crisscross. And so when you say only show not crisscross true, you get a picture of what price has done. And so for example, you can see when price started moving up, it took out this high, it took out this high, took out the last three highs here. Then this one took out this high. This one took out this low. This one took out this high and this high. This one took out this high. And so you can see what price is doing and what price will probably do in the future. Because if it doesn't break out, it's retracing. It's real. It's a simple idea. So what can happen is you can see price go up, start to take out highs, and then start to reverse and maybe take out lows. And so if you're, say, on the M1 time frame, and what we can do here is set the period to current period. So whenever we change the chart, it'll change with us. You can see what price is doing. So on the M1, you can see price took out 1, 2, 3, 4 highs, and then failed to take out the last high, and it has now reversed and basically covered that candle. And we're getting right near the top of the hour, so probably going to see a lot of nice price action here. Now, the other one that you can use to do something similar is if you turn on the higher low, lower high bars and the higher close, lower close bars or lines. And remember, we're doing this for 34 periods. And so, and I'm going to do it without shading. And why don't I see them? Did I not do something right? True. My bars, current. Well, that's interesting. I'm gonna have to pause the video. That was kind of funny. I realized it wasn't a problem with the indicator. It was a problem with my thinking. This will only show these bars if they haven't been crisscrossed, but normally they have been crisscrossed. So you have to turn this to false. So I turned off the high lows because I didn't want a bunch of those out there. So what happens is, as price is moving down here, we're looking at the last 34 bars, it will show you the lowest high. So it's going to wait for this bar to close a few seconds, and then this line will move down. And then this line might move also. It moved 16 bars ago, was the highest low. And also we have the highest close, lowest close. So sometimes you can almost think of this as a holo trade because the close and the open are usually the same in Forex. So what you want to wait and see is for price to break above this level or start to break that level so you can enter a trade. And it's one of those things where you just have to wait patiently. And you can see here up at the top, price just was crisscrossing, and then finally it broke. And usually I use this in conjunction with the 3-level ZZ. And so I'd look for a 3-ball or 2-ball or 1-ball, usually a 3-ball down here, and I'm counting the pushes like I've showed you before. And then you can see it move up. And I believe, now let's see, I don't have it on this chart. I thought I had it on one of these charts that I show every day. I guess I don't. But here, this was H1. We switched this over. You can see on the M1 we had a 3-ball. And so right here, you could have put a pending order in, and then you could have scalped it for a few pips. And one other feature I added was my display decimals, because normally I was showing this in just pips, but sometimes it's nice to know the points. So if you know what your broker's spread is, what you need to cover, say your broker has a spread of 1 pip, then you know if you enter here, this number has to get to 1 before you start to see profit. So I hope that answers the questions that the traders had about HL5 out there, because I know they were having problems understanding the only show not crisscross. So just quickly one more time, if we turn on the highs and lows, and we'll turn off these two, and we're going to only show the not crisscrossed ones. So you can see here that lowest high was right there, and that candle broke it. So you can use this in a similar fashion. And so, for example, when you see the lines close together, you know, and this might be hard to break through, especially the first time it tested, because it's already tested it once, twice, 3 times, and it's pulled back in this area. But you can see here we've got an inside bar, so look for a break at 75 or 73. We might have 2 inside bars in a row. We've only got 2 seconds, and we do. So let's see if price breaks out of this in the next minute. And it broke to the downside. So, and I can see here the order block traders right here. There's an order block sitting right here on the 1 minute. And then there's one right here on the 1 minute, a sell block. And you can see here price went to the middle and it's come back down. So you just have to wait and see. So, traders, I hope the indicator talk helped today. Once again, let me know what indicators you'd like me to talk about, answer questions on, or feature on these videos, because we still have what? Oh, 1, 2, 3, about 3, 4 trading days left in the month. So, as always, when you're sitting down at your trading platform, always remember and never forget, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. And remember to subscribe, click like, hit the bell. This is the Rumpled One, over and out.